German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche said, although the most acute judges of the witches, and even the witches themselves, were convinced of the guilt of witchery, the guilt nevertheless was non existent. It is thus with all guilt, meaning the real, authentic, moral, genuine, critical, sovereign, responsible, individual, and independent people in the world actually have always been the targets of elimination, neutralization, and eradication from society and from the world by not only the ignorant, mediocre, desperate, frustrated, envious masses of different societies, but also by their governments, political apparatus, power structures, malicious forces, arbitrary authorities in one way or another, because all these external, outside, and arbitrary people and authorities do not and cannot tolerate the man of integrity, morality, character, criticality, rationality, reason, individuality, independence, and authenticity, because they don't want critical thinking men and women in the society, and that's why they basically level them as witches and as bad omen, when in reality, if we are critical thinking, if we are reasonable, rational in our mentality, behavior, action, then we can certainly contribute to the development of a very just, moral, equitable, harmonious, and happy society, and we can also then make it better. We can basically contribute to its improvement, betterment, enhancement in many ways, and not just to our individual lives. And that's why we need critical thinking man and rational, reasonable people in the world as much or as many as there can be. But the government is always going to target them, because the government does not want its lies, wrongs, and blunders exposed in the form of corruption, discrimination, injustice, inequality, and the many other evils that it constantly commits against us and subjects us to. So that's how it works. But the critical thinkers are going to be labeled as witches, or they are going to be hunted down, and they're also going to fall victim to mob lynching, because obviously the external societies and governments, authorities, arbitrary powers, and people don't want any kind of critical thinking man and women in the societies or anywhere else in the world. And that is the danger that we as critical thinkers are constantly having to deal with and struggle against, because obviously we are able to see, do, and say things that others generally prefer to ignore.